the Detroit Pistons tried their best, CJ, but they could not stave off elimination, and I would like to pour one out for your favorite series. The Pistons have still not won a home playoff game since 2008, and as a week-long diehard Detroit Pistons fan, I was actually pretty upset watching that game last night. I was pretty sad because I had convinced myself multiple times throughout the game the Pistons really were going to force a Game 7. Like, they go down 15 early in the first half. Malik Beasley hits that three at the end of the first half to actually give the Pistons a lead in that game. And then they went down double digits again because they were ice cold to start the third quarter. The Knicks heat up. You're like, all right, the Knicks are going to run away with this. But my God, that Pistons team, just a relentless pursuit of being competitive in this series. And they end up going up 7 because Cade gets going and Tim Hardaway hits a big three. And then they can't hit anything again. And the Knicks, who had missed 6 straight shots, they start getting going. And needless to say, you get to a point where the game is tied 113-113. And I don't know about you, but you knew who was taking the shot, right? Like, we all knew who was taking the shot for the Knicks because it was the Knicks ball. And earlier this week, Jalen Brunson was awarded the Clutch Player of the Year award in the NBA. And what does he do? Clutch. The big three. He is such a tremendous closer. The Pistons did all they could do, and the difference is Jalen Brunson. That angle is everything. Ausar Thompson flies out of that shot like a damn bird. And Ausar Thompson, if you go back one possession before, had played picture-perfect defense on Jalen Brunson. All the good that he did, not entirely taken out, but wiped out in the context of who's going to win that game, because Jalen Brunson is able to get his space, get his three, and ultimately be the game winner for the New York Knicks. I could watch that ISO angle over and over and over again. It was his 40th point in the game. He had been 3 of 13 in the fourth quarter before that game winner. And you just talk about finding a way. Like, that's what clutch players do. When we talk about just seeing someone and knowing what they are, and he has the stats to back it up, but he takes that shot and you're confident it's going in. That's the feeling that a player like that gives you.
I could spend all day. I could spend an hour and a half just on this series right here. But we got other stuff to talk about, and it's my favorite series. It might not be yours, so I'm not going to.
Nikola Jokic would say, if you like true hoops.
I love that series also. Don't get me wrong. I could do another hour and a half on that.
Again, the basketball has been tremendous this week.
So, Jalen Brunson, incredible shot, incredible closer. Put up 40. That was for 40 points right there. Dropped a 40-piece to eliminate somebody, to step on their neck and get them the hell up out of here. That Knicks team, remarkably tough. Too many times we see the better team, and the Knicks in this series were the better team. With the better team, when faced with, hey, F it, we're not playing the sport, we are fighting, be it football, baseball, basketball, what have you. We're turning this sport into a fight. And we see too often the better team shrink in those moments, right? Now, I'm not going to say all the time, but we see it enough to be like, oh, okay.
It can happen.
It can happen. And you've got player. I think Karl Anthony Towns had some of that in him, whereas, okay, if you get physical, if it's a big game, you can bully Cat off of the court. He'll foul himself out, or he'll be afraid to be in the paint mixing it up. And to their credit, when faced with physicality, they met it and they dished it out. So shout out to the Knicks for doing that. The bad taste in Knicks fans' mouth and from national standpoint, as far as this team not being able to beat good teams, I think for a moment it is gone. Just for this moment, because of what they
literally just a moment.
Just a moment because of what they did. One moment because of what they did in this series. I'm telling you, the way the Pistons came back, not just in this game, but in other games also. And the Knicks had to fight and scratch and claw their way to victory. The Knicks would be up big. The Pistons would come fighting back. And the Knicks would say, all right, buckle down. Let's go try and get this victory. Never mind the fact that we gave up a big lead. Let's go out there and make the plays necessary. Hart, Bridges, OG, and Cat were tremendous in this series when faced with adversity. And again, too often, teams back down from adversity. The Knicks didn't do that. Tip of the cap to them. If this is as bad as Thompson is going to be, holy hell, he's going to literally lock dudes down.
He's literally
going to lock these dudes down in next year or 2 years.
Yes.
If he had grown man strength, He wouldn't have got tossed like that by Jalen Brunson. Too often in this series, he was getting tossed around by bigger, older, more physically experienced players. Once he gets that grown man's strength and learning lessons like these, the scars that come from this, you're not going to be able to do him that way. And that is terrifying to stop and think about. That dude smells like a defensive player of the year.
Both of them do at times.
Yes.
I saw an interview that crossed my timeline yesterday of Ausar talking about Amen when they were kids. And he essentially said that he was nicer than Amen because Amen was the aggressive child and would physically try to hurt me. And I was like, okay, so Amen's the one with a little extra psycho energy, but both are potential future defensive player of the year candidates. Both are having people already ask the question, will these be the greatest siblings that we ever see in the NBA? And people here are quick to say, whoa. The Gasol brothers exist. And we will not erase that history so early. They 3 championships between them. But it is exciting when you see, especially twins. Bring it back. Bring back the twins commercials with the Thompson brothers and Michael B. Jordan times 2. I want more twins to come back. There's a big push, and by a big push I mean on my TikTok algorithm, to bring Mary-Kate and Ashley content back. They've been very clear that they don't want to return to acting. They live their lives, but people want the ability to go back and watch all of the great Mary-Kate and Ashley movies, TV series. I watched an entire episode of a Mary-Kate and Ashley TV series on TikTok earlier this week. I don't know how it happened, but then maybe Tia and Tamara can bury the hatchet and they can come back, and this can just... Yeah, they've been beefing for a little bit. But then all the twins. This is a big moment for twins. But this Pistons team is really, really good. I don't want to... I almost feel like it degrades them to say, that was a free money series for the Pistons. No, they were good enough to beat the Knicks. When you look at how that series panned out, and your point in the Knicks being a team that didn't back down and allow for a lesser team to ultimately upset them in this series, they didn't. They almost did. Outside of that first game where the Knicks won by 11, the Pistons won game 2 by 6. The Knicks won game 3 by 2, game 4 by 1. Pistons win game 5 by 3, and the Knicks win game 6 by 3.
The Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurt, live every weekday at 8 a.m.